Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Reality Unlimited podcast. I am Rish, your host and manifestation coach. I'm just out for a walk and it's a beautiful sunny day. I thought I'll record this podcast in voice this time and really share with you what's in my heart. Before we begin, I would really like to ask you to subscribe to the channel, whether you prefer Spotify, Apple Podcast, or YouTube. Since this channel is new and I'm still in the process of growing it, I would really love for people who like this podcast, who like to learn from this podcast, who like to tune in regularly, to go and subscribe to this channel and set notifications on so that you get notifications for each episode that comes out every week. I'm recording these from my heart and I would really love for you to get access to this wisdom, to my perspective, to what I'm learning in this journey of deep dive into manifestation as a manifestation coach. And I feel this would be really beneficial for you to absorb these topics, whether I'm recording by myself or having guest speakers on the channel. So with that, let's begin. And here's the topic for today. You don't call in your manifestations by chasing the outer, but by feeling already whole within. We oftentimes learn to manifest consciously by looking at the outside, by saying that I need this car, I need this house, I need this person in my life. I want this kind of outer manifestation in my reality. And that's where we begin to learn about manifestation. That's where we begin to know what is manifestation and its basic, you know. Um, However, it's good as a starting point, but what actually happens and what I've seen in my life and in the lives of people around me, in my clients' lives, that we get stuck in this loop of seeing the things outside and getting attached with them. And one of the core pillars of conscious manifestation is not having attachment. And that's where the paradox lies. And we are going to dive deeper into this today. So in this episode, I'll dive first into the attachment and the perspective of getting something from the outside. Then I'll touch on becoming and focusing on how to manifest through becoming and from the place of wholeness. Then we'll see the contrast between the two and how they both merge together, how your becoming merges with the getting. And then I'll end with a reflection for you to take away from this episode. Let's start with attachment to the getting. So when we learn this process of manifestation through outer manifestation, that I want this thing, I want this person, I want this experience in my life, that is oftentimes playing a role of a crutch in our lives. When you are saying that I want this car, what's happening is you do not feel worthy within of having it right now. You do not see yourself in the state of having it right now, which is true in one essence. Like if you see in physical reality, you do not have it for sure. However, we are living in this physical reality, which is also an energy reality. We are particle as well as wave. We are physical as well as energy beings. It's all happening at the same time. So even though you don't have a particular experience with you, when we make a separation of I don't have it, and manifest from there. Universe says, since the only thing that you have in this life is this moment, and you say, I don't have it, so your wish is granted. You don't have it. Like you won't have it. It won't appear in your reality because you have made a separation in these 2 points in your timeline. Here's me and there's my manifestation. And I'll share my experience here. When I started learning about conscious manifestation, when I started on this journey of being a coach as well, my perspective was different and it's been evolving because I'm also learning as I'm growing on this journey. I'm also evolving as I'm guiding others. And initially, when I started manifesting, I would see that there's this thing I want to get. I'll use the tools, I'll set an intention, and what would happen is I won't feel good within. I wouldn't feel whole within me. I wouldn't feel the satisfaction because I am attaching my joy, attaching my satisfaction to something outside of me. And until I get that thing, I'm not satisfied. And even though through the process of trial and error, I might come to a process of being satisfied and being whole and feeling like, oh, I have it, I wouldn't feel good through the whole process of that manifestation. And I wish somebody taught me while I was going through that process, or the wisdom that I have now, I had back then to manifest, to really see how this whole thing works. And it wasn't as difficult as I made it to be. So I wouldn't feel good. I would feel that there's this thing that I am supposed to get. And when I get it, then I'll feel happy. And that was more like an ego boost, because only ego lives in separation. Ego lives in the lack. It lives in this duality of not having and being separate from the experience. And therefore, it really feels pride in getting that thing and getting that experience. On the other hand, now let's talk about wholeness. Now that I understand that everything is in here and now, my separation is only creating a distance between me and my manifestation. When I say I desire this, I can be in a position of I have everything and I desire everything. And that's a beautiful thing I have learned from Kabbalah, where the sages say that you can have everything, you desire everything. Instead of I have something and I desire more. And that's where the paradox lies as well. When we say I have everything, that means I am whole. I am the whole universe. I'm connected with every experience, everything, every person, every particle of the universe, because I am connected with my essence. And I desire everything because desiring is the number one principle of the universe. That's how the universe gets to expand itself. That's how the universe gets to experience itself in a better way. And since we came here to experience ourselves as the universe experiencing itself, then even for the universe, the higher self, your higher self, the most beneficial thing is that you connect with the source and you desire everything, not something, but everything. And that's where I get to manifest things so magically in my life. Now, when I understand this principle, when I understand that, firstly, I get to become that version of myself that can then have those experiences. So, one thing that's happening in that is that I am shifting my emotional state, because your energy attracts your experiences of life. Your resonance is based on your energy that you embody, your emotional state, and whatever you feel within yourself is the experience of your life in your outer reality. So when I focus on changing my emotional state and becoming whole, in becoming that version of myself that can then have those experiences, that can then speak on the stages, that can then create this impact in the world, that can then have all the abundance that he desires. When I focus on that in every practice I do, every conscious manifestation practice I do, and I do get to see the results in my outside reality, and I get to change my emotional state within and feel completely whole. One thing that happens is I'm so satisfied within myself because I'm feeling whole. I'm feeling within me that I've already got the experience. So when I have the experience, I don't need anything outside. It's not a lack. I'm not coming from the place of lack here. So when I do these practices and I am feeling whole and complete from within, I can simply be there without the outer manifestation, because I'm feeling so whole. I'm feeling complete. I don't need that experience to happen outside. But the funny thing is, every time I say I don't need it and I already have it, because I'm complete, it appears in my timeline. It appears in my reality. I have built business like that. I have gotten clients like that. I created experiences for me like that. I have spoken on stages like that. And whatever I desire, actually, it has come from this process of feeling whole first, rather than saying to the universe that I want that thing to feel whole, and you give me that, and then I'll feel whole. Universe does not work that way. Life does not work that way. So here we get to understand that when we focus on the getting, that brings in contraction, that brings in separation. When we focus on the outside reality and attach ourselves to it, it brings in the separation and thus suffering as the process goes further. And on the other hand, when we focus on becoming, on changing our inner state, the expansion happens. You get to expand within yourself. And I often say that the process of manifestation is being, doing, getting. And oftentimes you can even skip the doing because universe may just bring in the experiences to you, and it could be being to getting. In whichever sequence you take it, being always comes before the getting. And sad enough, we have been taught in this world to focus on the getting while sacrificing your being. So whenever you want to remember this, just recall the sequence: becoming, doing, getting, not the other way around. And with that, I would leave you with a reflection. If you already had what you desire, how would you feel, and can you embody that now? Reflect on this until we meet next week. And I want to leave you with just remember who you are. You are whole, you are complete, and yet unfinished. So you can have it all and you can desire it all. You are here for a quest, not while being incomplete. You are complete within yourself. You are whole within yourself. You have the whole universe, but there's a quest going on. So there's a movement that needs to happen. So you can desire it all as well. You can still play the quest while being whole. Always remember that. So anytime you choose to manifest from wholeness, say to yourself, I have it all. I desire it all. With that, I leave you with these reflections, and we'll see you next week for the upcoming episode that will carry forward with deeper layers of manifestation. If you have any question, if you have any suggestions for this podcast, please feel free to reach out to me on Instagram at I am Rish Gupta. If you want to go deeper into conscious manifestation, you can DM me for one-on-one coaching, and let's explore how it's possible to work together. Again, a reminder, do not forget to subscribe to this channel and send it to someone that needs to hear this message. See you next week and have a beautiful week ahead. Take care. Much love.